It's a little later today. Today is trash day, so it gets really loud. We get like 6 different trucks that come in. 3 have already been in this morning, and for some reason we have the landscaping crew today too, which I was told they're only supposed to be here on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. But this guy has been blowing the same portion of the street 4 times in a row and just causing a lot of noise pollution. Like, one year I caught the landscaping crew repeatedly mowing the same pieces of grass to the point where 3 of the lawns down the street from me no longer had green at all. They were down to the stubs. It was entirely brown. Let's see if he moves on. Give me a second. Okay, it sounds like he's finally going down the other street. I really don't know why he kept repeatedly going over the same pieces of the street over and over again, but whatever. I'm just sitting here observing. Okay, so today is I think the first day of Ramadan for many, many people, right? It depends on where you live in the world and whatnot, because I did see Milk Tea's coverage of not this, but some of the stuff she did over the weekend. And Milk Tea lives in Oman. She's a teacher in Oman. Probably doing that Teachers Without Borders thing, where you travel across the world and teach in different countries. See For Real coming back. I can't. You already did this street 4 times. Okay. Well, anyway. So she put out some footage, but it looks like we can't identify when it was actually taken. Because that's how she rolls. She takes footage, sits on it, and then releases it later, probably as a backup plan when she doesn't really have much to offer, right? Okay, so let's see what she's got.
Hello, assalamu alaikum. Welcome to a Ramadan vlog. You might hear some fan noise in the background. I apologize, it's Kuwait, it's hot here. So here is a suhoor recipe I made. It is a frittata. It was actually very delicious and filling and satisfying and healthy.
I know she's like super zoomed in on this, but it still looks quite large for one person. And I don't think I could eat that. I mean, my breakfast this morning was some grapes, some cottage cheese, and hot chocolate. But okay.
Hello guys, Ramadan Kareem. Welcome to the first day of Ramadan. Fasting has officially begun. It is post Fajr here, and this is my new jilbab, and it's very comfortable. I love the material, very flowy, and I'm just going to show you a bit of the decorations we just did.
Check out how puffy her cheeks are now. And that's just from having that pizza party. Because, anytime you eat pizza, you're going to swell up. It's got a lot of sodium. It's got a lot of bread. You're going to swell up.
A few simple things. So here are some little living room decorations.
8 random candles on that tiny table. Looks cluttery to me, but to each their own.
We have some lanterns.
Well, it also looks cheap. It looks like dollar store decorations.
This one sings. Okay, with the light on, we have some manwa salwa. It's like a nougat with pistachio, Arabic treat, and
I'm fairly certain that snack platter had more on it when she first showed it to us. And I don't think she's been entertaining you guys.
some mamul covered in white chocolate, date biscuits,
For you know, the company, not the foodie to binge on.
the Holy Quran, and we just put these up.
Wow, the breathing.
Ramadan decoration. All right, we also found these twinkly lights, Ramadan lights that we had from last year, if you remember. And Salah was able to fix them because they weren't working. So yay! So going out the day before Ramadan starts is probably not a good idea, or you're going to encounter a lot of traffic jam.
This is another place where her timeline doesn't add up. Because she talked about going out to get those decorations on, well, she had the decorations by Friday. So I can't believe it. That dude is actually coming back down my street again. Amazing. Like, there's so many streets in the neighborhood. Why are you doing the same street over and over again? I don't get it.
This one wasn't too bad, but it was still bad enough. We were still delayed. All right, time to prepare iftar. And I'm doing this at around 3 p.m., even though iftar is at 6, because I want to make my stock for the rice from scratch. I'm making an Uzi style rice and chicken. So I'm going to start by adding a whole chicken in a pot with some water, onion, bay leaf, and a carrot. And I'm going to let that boil down.
I know a lot of people have a problem with her recipe. And rightly so. Because this should be in a roasting pan, not her pot. She shouldn't be boiling it. It should be raised up on a rack. The vegetables should be underneath it. In fact, let's go to the Food Network, shall we? Okay, so this is the Food Network recipe for perfect roast chicken. 2 hours and 10 minutes. Only takes 20 minutes to prep. And I don't know what inactive means, but you do need to baste it throughout. I think they leave that information out, though. Okay. So we're talking a 5 to 6 pound roasting chicken. You're going to need kosher salt, freshly ground black pepper, 1 large bunch of fresh thyme, plus 20 sprigs. And they'll explain why. 1 lemon halved. 1 head of garlic cut in half crosswise. So we're not talking pressed garlic in this one. 2 tablespoons, a fourth a stick of butter melted. 1 large yellow onion, thickly sliced. 4 carrots cut in 2-inch chunks. And 1 bulb of fennel, tops removed and cut into wedges. Olive oil. Okay, so that's your ingredients list. Preheat the oven to 425 degrees. Remove the chicken giblets. I'm very curious about this. If she actually knew to reach into the cavity and pull out the bag. Like, did she remember that step or just like start cooking this thing? Rinse the chicken inside and out. Remove any excess fat and leftover pin feathers and pat the outside dry. Liberally salt and pepper the inside of the chicken. Stuff the cavity with the bunch of thyme, both halves of the lemon, and all of the garlic. Brush the outside of the chicken with butter. That's why it needs to be melted, right? And sprinkle again with salt and pepper. Tie the legs together with kitchen string. You got to make sure it's the right kind of kitchen string so you don't end up with a, what's that? The Diary of Bridget Jones. You don't want a situation like that. So anyway. So tie the legs together. Oh, wait. Did I say brush the chicken outside, brush outside the chicken with butter and sprinkle again with salt and pepper. Tie the legs together with chicken string and tuck the wing tips under the body of the chicken. Place the onions, carrots, fennel in the roasting pan. Toss with salt, pepper, 20 sprigs of thyme, and olive oil. Spread around the bottom of the roasting pan. Place the chicken on top. See, this is where I say you need a rack. You need a rack because if you want to have some drippings, you have to have it slightly raised up so that it's dripping into this mixture, and also so that the bottom of the chicken actually gets cooked. Spread around the bottom of the roasting pan and place the chicken on top. Roast the chicken for an hour and a half, or until the juices run clear when you cut between the leg and the thigh. Remove the chicken and vegetables to a platter and cover the aluminum foil for about 20 minutes. Cover with aluminum foil for about 20 minutes. Slice the chicken onto a platter and serve it with the vegetables. Okay. That's the whole thing. Basically, then you can take your drippings. You would need a slotted spoon to get those vegetables out, and then you can use the drippings to make your broth, right? So if she wanted to do that rice that she's talking about while the chicken is resting, she would have what she needs to insert into the rice at this point. She just needs to strain it with some cheesecloth to get any fat bits out of it, and continue with her recipe there. Okay, here we go.
And simmer until I have a nice stock I can use for the rice. I'm going to top the rice with some toasted almond slivers, and I've just dusted them in some cumin and a little bit of sea salt, and I'm just going to toast them in the dry pan until they are nice and toasty.
Toast them until they're toasty. Got it.
I'm adding to a pot some soaked basmati rice. I soaked it for about 30 minutes with some butter and a little bit of oil. And
I don't know about you all, but I've never soaked rice before, and I've never heard of that being a thing.
Also some turmeric to give it that yellow color. And now I'm adding the broth. Look how nice my chicken broth turned out. It smells amazing, and you know, I usually use just those like bright yellow bouillon cubes, but this looks so much more appetizing in my opinion. All right, so here is our first iftar. Ramadan Kareem, everybody. So, to start off, to drink, we have water, of course.
Her chicken's probably really dry, you guys.
We have some vinto, some chicken noodle soup, which I won't be having. And this is chicken uzi, and it's a flavored rice. You saw how we made it with the chicken stock, with some parsley and almonds. Hi there, editing Mariam here. I just wanted to add, you're probably wondering how I got the chicken to be kind of, well done like this. Well, I did use it in the stock, as you saw, so then it kind of like simmered and boiled. And then I cut it into quarters and seasoned it again, brushed it with a little bit of olive oil, and put it into a 400-degree oven for another 20-25 minutes or so. And it turned out like this, nice and roasted. We have some feta cheese sambusa, some homemade fattoush, and some yogurt. I really love our little apartment.
She set the table for two, but clearly it's only going to be her. Like, there's not enough food there for two people in her world. You know what I mean?
It's not perfect, but for me it is.
Well, you don't go anywhere, so anything would be perfect for you as long as Uber delivers there.
And it's just right for the two of us. MashaAllah, I'm so grateful for everything Allah has provided us.
What is happening? Why were you on the floor like that? What was that about?
You guys, there's a volleyball net here, and we have a ball. Not a volleyball, but we have a ball. So maybe we will...
They have a soccer ball. And I don't believe for a second that she's going to try and play volleyball. But it is clear that her sciatica mysteriously disappeared. And so did her limp. So, maybe she does feel like she can run around again like when she was kicking soccer balls around in that other park walk around.
Play ball one of these days. Hey guys, very windy day, but it's like 20 degrees Celsius in Kuwait right now. It's very sunny though, so it still feels pretty warm. I'm going to show you guys the beach. Look how the water's the beautiful colors. Wow.
It's supposed to be in the 70s in Kuwait, and she made the life choice to put on so much clothing when she already has a situation that she's uncomfortable in just bare heat. Like, all you have to do is get to the upper 60s and she's uncomfortable. But she is unable to wear less clothing like the rest of us. So she's pretty much screwed.
This is right near us. I can't believe it.
I can't believe it. She's lived there for a year. What do you mean you can't believe it? This is right across the street from you. Come on.
Alright, so while I'm sitting here, I just wanted to talk to you guys a bit about what the spirit of Ramadan really is.
Great choice, Miriam, that you're sitting in the shade. Because nobody can see your face, right? You could have scooted just about 6 feet down and actually had light on your face. But hey, who am I to make these decisions for you?
Especially for me. So Ramadan is not about, how fancy of decorations you have, or how fancy of dress you have, or how big of meals you prepare. It's actually just meant to be a time of spiritual growth, of growing closer to Allah. And it's a time for reflection, a time for fasting, a time for appreciation. And it's a time to be modest in everything, in every way, and just commit yourself to Allah, doing a lot of praying those extra prayers, and just focusing on prayer and your relationship with Allah. That's all that Ramadan really should be about.
Sure, now let's see how many days you last before you return with a rage lol.
I know we have like a few decorations, but we didn't go all out. We just kind of, again, we just want to focus on basically what the focus of the spirit of Ramadan really is, and that's really just your relationship with Allah. Another thing that's really important with Ramadan is a time for giving and charity. So that's another thing that's very, very important during this time. So, all right, guys.
So, how will you be giving and charitable, Chantel? What are you going to be doing to donate to your community? You want to tell us a little bit more about that? And I'm fairly certain that your Ramadan decorations are modest because Salah is going to spend it with family who probably have much better decorations than you do. And you're going to be left home each night while he goes, what is it called? An Ishtar? An Iftar? Something like that, right? He's going to be eating with his family because he clearly doesn't eat with you. So why bother decorate at your apartment when he spends so little time there and you don't really practice this religion?
So I'm going to end the video here. I hope you enjoyed this vlog. There will be more to come. And I really appreciate you watching. So thank you so much. And Ramadan Kareem to all my brothers and sisters and everyone else. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Stay blessed.
You know, you should really roll up your prayer mat when you're not actually praying, which you probably don't anyway. But apparently you wanted it out so that it would look like you're praying. But you had your cat just rolling around on it. I don't think that's okay. I'm fairly certain you need to roll that mat up and put it away when you're not using it. So we got some more pictures of the scat man. Okay. So, this is from another channel, the footage that was captured. I will drop the link in the description and do a tag in the description if I can. Sometimes I can't find the channel when I'm trying to tag them. But anyway, that's all we got today on the Chantel universe. Because she's using B footage that she already recorded and strapping it together like it's recent.